Rappers and producers, I'm going to share with you why I believe that if it is true that Eminem, the legendary Eminem, dissed Joe Budden in his remix of Chloraseptic, I want to tell you I do not feel like that is the answer. And I'm going to tell you some things that you probably should pay attention to. Rappers and producers and viewers who don't know who the hell I am and you just happen to click on this video, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Once again, my name is Curtis King. Let me just say this first and foremost. So we're looking at my timeline, and obviously, you know, things pop up all the time and you start seeing people in the trending topics. And one thing that I saw was Eminem in the trending topics, and I figured it was off of his last album, which I've heard some of the songs off of it and it sounded good to me. And I know a lot of people feel a certain way, and one of the people who expressed that happened to be another part of the trending topic. So I happened to connect it to thinking like, I wonder if there's something going on between Eminem and Joe Budden because of the way that he described how he felt about the album. So you guys know I don't generally talk about other artists, but I feel like there's such an important lesson to be learned here. And I feel that as somebody that I look up to, like an Eminem, I've looked up to Eminem since he first came out. I remember getting the first, Slim Shady LP. I remember getting, Infinite after the fact. Of course, I didn't know about it when it came out. I don't want to be one of them guys. I've been rocking with you since Infinite. I don't want to be one of those guys. But I did double back, and I was like, bro, this is what he was so influenced by AZ. This is such a dope style, right? And he was talking about rocking starter jackets, all of that stuff. So I've been a huge fan of Eminem in the same way that Joe Budden is a fan of Eminem. And so when I saw Eminem, the response that Eminem has been getting from this album, when I saw Joe Budden's being Joe Budden about the project, first of all, it wasn't surprising. And second of all, when I saw it, my initial reaction was, well, yeah, that's what your homies are supposed to do. Joe Budden being the homie to Eminem. And then when I saw the backlash, I was like, whoa. Like Bizarre wanted to beat Joe Budden up. 50 Cent was like, I'm going to beat you up when I see you. And I understand it because they have an allegiance to somebody who obviously changed their lives, right? But I start to look at it and say, if I had any problem at all with what Joe Budden said, maybe it was the platform, maybe it was the fact that he wasn't saying it directly to Eminem. Not saying he wouldn't do that. I think he would do that. But I think the problem becomes this. When you are a homie of somebody, if you a homie of me, Richie, you a homie of mine, you my brother. If I ever have a booger hanging out my nose, you better tell me. If you don't ever tell me I got a booger hanging out my nose, I don't know if we homies. That was Joe Budden telling Eminem, look, bro, you slacking out here. This is not what we expect. We expect so much of you. I say you be offended by it if you couldn't do better. That's when you get offended. If you couldn't do any better and that was the best you could do, then yeah. And then when I hear the Chloraseptic remix and then M goes back into the Eminem that we all fell in love with, it's like, okay, you kind of just proved Joe Budden's point. Like you literally are doing what he says he missed. And you can do it. So by his definition of a fire album, you didn't do your best. That was what I got from it. But of course, obviously nowadays with subliminals, man, and the way social media works, you could say something and then 14 other people can make a think piece about it, and then it can be blown out of proportion. And then all of a sudden, just because you said, whenever I put my shirt on, I always miss a button. Joe Budden diss. Like, come on, fam. Like, everything is a button. Everything is a diss now. So that being said, when I saw that, I was like, okay, if this is indeed a diss, that's not the answer. To me, that's not the answer. If that's somebody that is signed to you, that is your artist, and I'm not here to tell Eminem how to do Eminem. Who the hell am I? I'm Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com, author of The Prosperous Hip Hop Producer. I'm nobody. I'm somebody. My mama told me I'm somebody, but I'm somebody to somebody important. But it don't matter. The point I'm trying to make is this. When I saw the way he reacted to it, and when I saw, sort of his subliminal diss, if it was that, and he was saying stuff like, y'all said walk on water was, suck. Y'all can suck a da-da-da-da. It just sounded like somebody that's hurt. It sounded like somebody that was in their feelings. It sounded like somebody that's used to everybody around them telling them they're the greatest alive. And in the moment that somebody tells them the truth, it just seems like they can't really deal with that. And it seems like somebody who does not like the time period that they are in right now. And it seems like when M's talking about like reaction videos, he's talking about folks like y'all. Who are YouTubers? That's what I got from it. I didn't get the Joe Budden from it. Obviously, you could segue too, but I got like the YouTube culture of people doing reaction videos. Why is that a problem? Why is it an issue for anybody? It's an issue because you are in your feelings. And I don't know the man, but if I were to think about it as this. I always look past the hype beast. I always look past the hoopla. I always look past, oh my God, he's spitting like crazy. Yeah, but what is he saying? And what is the attitude behind it? What is the heart behind those words, right? When I'm listening to a Kanye, when I'm listening to certain artists, I know when they're asking for help. There's pleas for help. Why? Because everybody around them is telling them you're the greatest thing ever. And they don't know when they can get a straight answer. But then when they get a straight answer, they don't know what to do with it. You know, I was listening to Les Brown earlier this morning, and one thing he said that really struck home to me was that what every man needs, they don't want. And that's the truth. And the absolute truth. The undeniable truth. That's what every man needs, but that's the exact thing that no man wants is the truth. Right? And I shouldn't say no man, obviously. It's an exaggeration because I want the truth. I'm glad when y'all are truthful about my sound quality on my videos and all that, so we made some changes. That's what you're supposed to do. It's part of growth. But I think that when you're used to being the GOAT of everything, you're the GOAT lyricist, you're the GOAT from, you know, of this era in people's eyes, you're this, you're that. When you're used to being held up as that, anything below that feels like failure. So to me, from an outsider, from a fan standpoint, it just looks like the one guy willing to tell you got a booger hanging out your nose, he did that. He could have did that in a better way, maybe. Maybe he could have got on the phone with you. I don't know what your relationship is. But when I see that, I'm like, he just told you your booger was hanging out your nose. Don't see nothing wrong with that. Tell me if my music is garbage. Especially if I'm in a game where I am actively trying to grow, actively trying to contribute. I don't want to give you trash. I want to give you my best. And that comes if I'm a rapper, that comes if I'm doing videos on YouTube, that comes if I'm making beats. I'm trying to give you my best. You know, and that's not to say that it can't be approved after that. That's cool. Maybe I'll never get to my best, but I'm gonna die trying. So when I look at the situation, I look at the subliminal diss, and it's very mild because we know what Eminem can do. We know what that man can do. That man is a beast beyond a beast. But I look at that and I say that's not the answer. And I feel like it sets the wrong example for rappers coming up in that, you know, to be told, you know, the truth about you when I'm pretty sure you used to being told you're the greatest. To me, that's not the way to go about it. That was an important time right there. That was a lesson learning time where it could have been like, look, if you felt that way, hop on the phone with me. Right? But to now give him exactly what he asked for, you're only proving his point. That you did not deliver your best. That to me is what I get from it. Now I know Joe Budden can say some crazy stuff and stuff that I don't agree with. He done said some stuff about producers that I'm like, yo, fam. Nah, fam. You wrong as hell. You wrong as hell for that one. And I don't rock with that. But when I look at this situation, I'm like, I just look at that as like somebody who's comfortable enough to tell somebody, if you love somebody, you're going to tell them the truth. And if I got a booger hanging out my nose in one of these perspirations, y'all better let me know. I probably got a little crust on the side of my nose because I just got a haircut. Probably got hair in my, that's neither here nor there. But I'm telling you to tell you, your friends should be telling you the truth. And for rappers and producers, let me bring this back to you before I close up. Rappers and producers, do not be afraid of the truth. Do not get so used to hearing how great you are that you fall out of love with reality, that you lose touch with the fact that you still got work to do. I don't care how booming your 808s is. I don't care how great your melodies are. I don't care how great your progressions are. Doesn't matter. There's a pianist that'll put you to shame. Keep working. And there's a pianist that'll put that pianist to shame. Pause. Because it kind of, it curved with the word. I'm sorry. Either way, y'all got work to do. I got work to do. We can't all just bust out into a million triple entendre, double timing, rapping words whenever we get mad because one of the homies tells we got a booger hanging out our nose. Encourage your homies to tell you that. What if you're trying to go talk to some fine little thing at the mall and she like, hey, how you doing? You like, hey, girl. She better not be talking like that. It's not good. And then you got a booger hanging out. She like, ugh, I don't talk to fools with boogers in their nose. And you be like, dog, why you didn't let me know? It's like, because you're the greatest and I didn't want you to feel stupid. Hell no, y'all better let me know something. Once again, it's another curse duration. Doodle, you need some more of this juice? Please subscribe to the channel below. Be a part of the notification gang. Thank you to everyone who's already purchased a copy of The Prosperous Hip Hop Producer by Curtis King. It's my first book, 240 pages of inspiration, hopefully going to provide you the blueprint to create your own success as a music producer in the modern day music. I hope that you get your hands on this book and then let me know how you feel about it. Leave an Amazon review on my book. That sounds so crazy to even say, but I'm so proud. Thank you to Maurice Publishing for this. Coming back to the topic at hand. Your friends need to tell you the truth. Accept it when your friends tell you the truth. Take it to the chin, even when it hurts. Take it to the chin. Sometimes you got to shut up, shake your head, and be like, cool. All right, I just got to do better. Let it be water. Let it flow right off of you. Stop obsessing over, oh, I can't believe he said that it was trash. So what? It's one opinion. Keep delivering. If you feel like, if it hurts that much, there must be an ounce of truth in it to you too. You wouldn't react if it wasn't. If you feel like you had the greatest album in the world, I wouldn't care what somebody said was trash. That's almost like when I remember Shine said something about Kendrick's album. What was it? Good Kid, Mad City. When everybody across the board, I think it's one of the greatest rated albums, of our era on the internet in terms of like music blogs. Everybody was like, I thought it was the most amazing masterpiece out there. And then Shine was like, it's garbage. Come on, fam. You know what I'm saying? So take it with a grain of salt from certain people, but when it's your peoples, when it's folks that seen you grind and they want to see you do well, understand where they're coming from. They're not all energy drainers. They're not all chakra disruptors. They're not all sleep, and you're the only woke one. Embrace it, understand it, see where you can grow, continue to be great. In this lifetime, you will not be full of life until you decide to live life to its fullest. Curtis King at CurtisKingBeats.com.
I can't listen to you. When I listen to you, it's a liability. Cause you be mentally killing my inner energy. So I'm concealing my feelings before you injure me.